They're coming in here with a couple days. And hey, KC with a couple days could be a scary thing. Time to put them to the test on the side of Giant X. Their defense start. We'll see them not really be able to use the, or rather it was KC that chose the defense, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah.
So that graphic is not right, but that's okay.
Yeah, you know, the HUD's still being transported over from Madrid, so it'll be here soon, don't worry. It's on the fastest delivery possible. Purpo, though, this is what we like to see. Leading that charge, taking that space, and Vitinho, well, his debut has not gone fantastically on the Yoru. Narrate is just holding the line, already managing to reposition. I think a little bit surprised to spot Purpo in that corner. And now it leaves, well, the debut of one agent didn't go fantastically. Maybe the Cypher debut is going to work.
All right, I mean, the pistol round Yoru on attack, sure. I don't want to say the debut's gone to hell just yet, but yeah, for Redgar, maybe there's a chance. He could pop off with 3. They're watching every single angle.
Yeah, they're ready.
It doesn't matter where he comes from. First player spots him, even if they go down 1v2 with info to play with. And look at the reaction. Immediately, they put him in a box.
Look where the
they know he
spike is
spawned,
as well.
and they run to the site, take the fight together. There's no way. It's going to be a triple swing on contact.
They don't even need to take the fight. He doesn't actually have time to go and get the spike and plant it, so they're just waiting for him to walk into an implausible angle. And yeah, KC, as ever, vigilant. And that's what we've enjoyed so much about this team is you're coming in with a group of youngsters, a very experienced coach, and a brand new IGL, or brand new to the role at least. And somehow this team has always looked incredibly structured with everything they do. And that's, I'll be honest, that's the one thing I'm a little bit disappointed with going into this map is...
Throughout it? Suppose I will start doing a little tally up here.
Somehow you're going to write the tally the wrong way around and confuse yourself.
Hold on, we can draw on the screen.
Let's not
There we go, perfect.
That. But they're also on the wrong side, so it doesn't really help too much.
Color it in blue. Get a blue color. You've got time, Tom. You work away on that.
What? Oh, I'm a genius.
What have you done? Oh wow, that's actually good. That's actually good.
But I only have the number 1. So after this round, this doesn't work anymore. But for right now,
we've saved it.
That is currently the scoreline.
It's perfect. Well, at least there's some semblance of, oh, I don't know what's going on anymore, Tom. Well, for Giant X, they're pulled back. They're on the A site, nice and cozy, looking for a little bit of mid control down through the doors. They haven't seen anything there. I mean, this is a round where they come in with a decent amount on the side of KC's defense, of course. Giants, they'll blitz into A. They've got a lot of space through that tube, though. No, I mean, it's being watched from way back in spawn. That's
it's also just timing now. How much damage can they do? Oh, shit. It's just going to farm. Getting himself halfway to that Viper's Pit in a singular round is definitely going to help out in the future. And for Cloud, well, at this stage, it's more so die. Like, you've just got to go down. You don't want to be holding on to just a classic. Martin will get that final frag and put them 2-0 up.
Good start. Expect, capitalize. Giant X are going to buy rifles. They're going to invest pretty fully.
Ooh.
An opportunity for Redgar presenting itself. 2 players sneaking up, but does he check the left? He's seen one close. He tries to retreat, and Martin catches him. Very nice by KC with a double 2 push. It's netted them a lot of value. The pressure's on B for them to hold on, but look at the util and the players on the way. Yeah,
the rotation's already coming in quickly for that defensive side. Of course, something we didn't talk too much about is the fact that we haven't seen much of the Sentinel at all out from Tamazi. For most of the time, he's basically just been playing on other agents. Nice work from Cloud, though. Managing to put this round on his back. For Martin, though, he does still have a rifle. Has something to play with, can try and do a little bit of damage. We can see how safe Giant X are being using that drone late in the round.
I mentioned this is a round that KC shouldn't really win, but they've got a chance with Martin now. The positions are good, though, from Giant X. You've got a player tucked up close that has to be cleared, and Cloud, it's just a little too quick. 4.
Giant X taking that space, and not really anybody actually looking to hold on to it.
Yeah, they know what they're up against at this point. They just create that space instead. Vitinho being an annoyance up close at yellow, now just backing out. Having created the space, having found it all, here comes a drone up and over from Magnum, and they're looking to barrel forward on the back of this as a decoy that hasn't quite distracted them or drawn their vision. And as KC close in towards the site, the fight is good for Shin. Narrate and Tamazi stepping up too, and they know exactly where Hoodie is thanks to the last kill, but his util could buy some time. One snake bite already used, but he's just about out of toxins. Now it comes down to a 1v3 fight, not one he's likely to win. He needs to hit these opening shots. He'll find the first, but that is all. Giant X, they won their round on round 3 when they were expected to, but now to try to push KC back from this early start, one that they're likely to just run away with, considering the squad and their performance internationally, not a map they're known for. And with Purpo taking the opening and dropping Martin, KC are now on the back foot. How will they fill in this information, this void that they're left with? I mean, the good thing is all that util on B and the cam, it's locking down the control. They can afford to commit bodies elsewhere, and those bodies are coming down middle, looking for a fight on Redgar. His timing could be good, and the hat off his head. He's lucky to get out of there alive.
He knows where he is now.
At least.
Just about, and it will give the space over in towards the site. Shock dart. Not gonna have the desired result. And at least at this point, not a bad position for Giant X to fight from. Already looking for the trade back. Purple is going to manage to get another. Hoodie with one more. And now Magnum only with a Marshall in hand, and he's being flanked. Redgar, the survivor, is going to get that backstab in the end. A response once again from Giant X. A back and forth to kick off Breeze.
Flanking for getting behind, for being a menace. It's going to be very fun to see him attempting to do some of that himself, already finding success in round 5. Round 6 sees the reward. Giant X of rifles. As I said, ulti's coming online for the next round, or maybe just after. And if you look at what KC are working with, well, pistols. So for Giant X, their ult economy is going to help them out in the next full buy.
Do you want to know something really interesting?
What's that?
So we've spoken about this before.
Okay.
Purpo, I would say, was somewhat harshly given his debut in the VCT, playing for a team called Mech.
Yeah.
Do you remember what map he was subbed in for, Mitch?
I do not.
It was Breeze. Was it? So he's come back to play against Redgar this time on the same map that he was subbed in for. Yeah, it's all swings and roundabouts. The streets never forget with someone like Purpo.
Oh, that's
Although
it.
Hoodie, wow. What a start to the round.
Yeah, it's huge. They have pistols, but actually it's good that Hoodie gets those kills. That's Viper's Pit online. I mentioned that it might be next round, it might be the one after. Well, it is next round. A big ultimate to have, especially when KC have their own pit to play with. Now, Shin's picked up a weapon, so he is out of here. He wants to save that, but Tamazi and Narite aren't too keen on doing the same. They'll go down to the spike, save over some money. Those sheriffs not worth quite as much.
Brought in another superstar duelist. You're thinking, do we really want to face off against Purpo's Jet on that map? Maybe not. I think also just, it might be an Eng thing of like, I don't want to have a permaban. Like, I don't want to have a map that we don't play, so I'll let it through, see how it goes. And the thing is, I especially think on Breeze with the players that they've got, they can definitely get away with it. Look at the amount of aggression already, though. A complete push through B is going to garner them the information that it has to be either towards mid or towards that A site. And with 2 players already deep within A, 1 waiting to watch the tube, they are about to have a flank that could catch players off.
Yeah, it's the one gap that Giant X have, even as Redgar comes back through mid. But do they check it? Do they even look to their left on the way through? They haven't. They haven't just yet, and they've taken a kill. This is where, presumably, Redgar turns around and finds them, but a little too late to the party. KC have already picked up a wealth of kills, and that advantage will be hard to fight back from. The pit not even reaching all the way onto the spike. This is going to make it incredibly difficult if Purpo goes down for Hoodie to have very much of any impact, especially with a Vandal. Those sprays through the smoke aren't going to go too well. Well, here's a real test for Hoodie. They know where he is now. They've echoed, well, I thought they did. They're still looking in main. He almost snuck his way back over, but just too many bodies to deal with. The round goes to KC convincingly, or was key there. Maybe even the cam placement, but I think the idea was to cover the tube push, but with that many players there, it's you can sometimes commit the player to it. It's one of those things. They left one gap. That happens to be the gap that KC walked straight into unknowingly. Now in round number 8, Giant X still full bot, still with some of those ultis to play with, and they've managed to surround these players on A. The door is open, the players are blitzing out. Giant X not winning the engagements to start with, and Redgar's gone down to one of their own snake bites. This is a disaster. They haven't even seen Martin. He's able to pick one up inside the smoke and bail back into main. The attackers are now the defenders, and they're surrounded. This is a terrible round. And the information, you know, it's coming in, not for long. That rate's gonna fall eventually, but it's still a 4 versus 2.
Yeah, and they have no map control. That's the bigger problem. You are surrounded on all flanks. They're going to have to almost try and fight forward, baiting them in on the plant, but you can see Tomasi waiting deep, and Martin on the corner leaves Vitinho alone, and there's just absolutely nowhere he can go. They might even allow him to get the plant down just so they can get into position to try and clear him from that angle, and well, I don't mind it. You've got to try something audacious. You're trapped. You're get that debut on the Cypher hasn't been fantastic so far, I'll be honest. Definitely some gaps within it. And they're going to go back to this B-site hold. Now, bear in mind, last time out, Cloud absolutely farmed. It's not gone well to start.
Yeah, but they've gotten a lot of space. So they've lost a player, but at what cost? Well, nothing they're able to convert by the looks of it. What was that shot by Martin? 3 quick kills. Immediate re-aggression. It stacks up the advantage for KC. Cloud,
that's too late.
Oh, he's going crazy. He's popped it way late, and even then, in a 1 versus 3, this was always
I don't know how he survived, but...
I was kind of alluding to Martin killing him, but, you know, whatever. The other way around, all good. Someone else could have defused it in the meantime. Would have worked out.
Yeah, again, just it looked kind of scrappy. Like, you got yourself into an afterplant with the snake bites. I don't even think the snake bite connected, because they put the Viper's Pit and instantly started defusing and got it to half. And he had an orb on it. So one of the pieces of utility must have not been on top. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to defuse.
Nice odds! Let's go!
Nice odds! There is nothing better, though, than when you take a round and you just as you're winning, you hear that old popular. Yeah. Don't got that anymore, do you? I like Vitinho's clearance. It's good. That's what the dimensional drift is all about.
They're happy to play retake, though. That has been the case so far in this game. They're already going. He's right on the corner already. Pop flash through the timing. Not bad from Vitinho. At least gets rid of Tomasi. But Martin is just looking to try and do this alone. Has support from Magnum. Oh, it's labored. But eventually the second shot from Hoodie is wonderful. Leaving it into a 2v2 scenario. Redgar not going to get anything done. And now it's left onto Cloud. There's no other man you'd want in this sort of scenario. But already being pinged up by the drone. I think it's already going to start being diffused. I don't think that's actually connected. He can't quite correct. Magnum will get themselves another round, an 8th onto the board. Bear in mind, this was 3-3.
You know what I've really liked about Magnum? I'm glad he gets this round, because those are the rounds people remember. You get 3 kills, you did good, your kills go up on the board. You're 8-6 now, you're positive, fantastic. That gets you into the good graces of most of the community. But the reality is his util has been sick. Only 1 assist, and that was this wasn't even 1. No, it wasn't, because he got the kill. A couple of times I've seen this. I think when he used his ult, he'd already popped a recon over, because Purple updrafted and got revealed again. Add to that this round here, where you have the flash that came out of Narrate, but there was a reveal popped as well. So that player's blind, spraying, and now he's being revealed just as everyone's ready to fight again. It's been really good to see that utility, even if his teammates haven't followed up on it. It's gotten them info, and Magnum's been able to follow up on a couple of those kills himself. 8-3 right now. Last round of the half. Full investment from both squads, of course. No real ultis in play. This could be a game changer, the op in the hands of Purpo, but there's an op in the hands of Martin, and it's a head-to-head battle that Purpo wins.
Yeah, a good start to the round at least, but they're putting that pressure onto Redgar again. He's been having a bit of a rough time. I'm surprised Magnum is still going for this. He is being revealed, and he somehow still kills Redgar. They're literally waiting for him. They're watching as well, just in case there's a second layer to this, and there is. Narrate, he might catch one on the way out, but no. They will be able to fade away. Giant X, for the first time in a while, going towards that B side with a man advantage.
And they've got the perfect read. They know Viper's A, and you're pretty sure that someone just shot at you from Tube. So at that point, there's only 1 player on B. Only 1. And that's Tomasi with deep traps as well. He's got to take the fight on them, normal as can be. And the trade is quick for Purpo. Narrate already on backside, though. The pace has caught them off. And he's standing strong, taking every kill, leaving Hoodie alone. 2 orbs away from grabbing a Viper's Pit. Oh, if he had it now, that could turn the tides in his favor. But the spike is down in the open, no wall to work with. He's already got his down. It actually might get him to the spike if he used it, but instead, he goes walkabouts for a kill. The kill's found by the Viper on the other side.
Didn't do a very good job of stopping them taking space.
I think that, yeah, that's fair. And now on their, well, on their defensive side, let's hope that's not the case for Giant X this time around. There's definitely going to be some challenges for them. Coming back from this scoreline is very tough. Sunset up next, somewhere KC wanted to fight and bind as a decider. It's a long road for Giant X if they count themselves out of this map, and they're not going to be willing to do that just yet, but Martine's trying to help them out. Quick shot delivered to Cloud's head, straight down tube with the Sheriff, and KC have a man advantage yet again.
Yeah, I think that probably has been where the golfing classes differed. I'm not certain, but I wouldn't be too scared to almost bank that maybe Martine might actually have more kills than both the duelists on the other side. Like, he has been on one, and they have been missing Tomazi as well. Oh, the timing of the peak is so good on the trade. 3 players were waiting, 3 of them fall. Redgar, it's worse odds than the first pistol. Do you believe in the 1v4?
The 1v3, no, but the 1v4, Tom, 70 HP on Shin, 74 on Magnum.
So you believe?
No.
Wow, that was toxic. You for a second, you almost convinced me. Never mind, Narrator's going to put him in the ground.
Already under their belts. This is a comp that, put it this way, I don't expect them to thrive on the defense quite as much.
Oh, here we go. Outlaw on one side, Marshall on the other. The only real investment is that onto Purpo. Everything else is being saved for the next round for Giant X just to give themselves a chance in the buy rounds. But it definitely is looking like a bit of a golfing class. Bear in mind, the last time these two played, it was a close series. Like, Giant X went the distance, but I think they got bullied out of the third map. The first map, not so much. So I think we're definitely seeing how far KC have sort of leveled up in that time. I think Tomazi is probably a little bit confused that he's managed to just walk onto the B site. Normally you might be calling for teammates to rotate, but I think he got far enough and he's like, I don't actually know how I've got this far without anybody really spotting me. And in fact, Giant X are rotating away from this. They go, this is the ruse. But at this point he's gone, I've got the whole site. There's no one here. Just come plant.
Did you see where the cam was from Redgar? I didn't spot it at the start of the round. I mean, I would have thought it's B with their setup, but it was broken somewhere. But yeah, clearly a misread from Giant X. And these are the rounds where you want to have those stacks on a site, so you can just use the numbers to your advantage. Getting back in, I mean, maybe Purpo hits some shots and stays alive to still do damage in late round. Best hope that I've got for you. And the timing couldn't have been, oh my, Narrator's just slipped by a pixel. Well, this pretty much puts a pin in this one. The question is, how many orbs can he get for himself? That's already 2, and the third with his death. Not bad. Farm them up, and the rest of Giant X will just go down to the spike. That was the plan all along.
Yeah, no surprise to see the round going the way of KC. Now just a couple away from a very, very dominant victory in map number 1. Again, it has been a long hiatus from the board now. A 3-3 scoreline, now 11-3. It's like the beast awoke midway through, and, well, not even, yeah, sort of midway through the first half.
Yeah, through the wall, otherwise he'd be 10, or maybe onto the leg through the wall. But either way, he's holding on for dear life. He's escaped towards the A site with his TP. But it hasn't helped Giant X out. With a player low and a player down, well, KC are definitely in the advantageous position. They can group up, look to trade out fights, and with the weaponry they have, it's not going to be impossible. This isn't a very hard round for them if they can use the numbers to their advantage, and I think the first thing they need to do is clear out this man on the corner. If Hoodie can find some value with Fatinho baiting for him, a lot could be done, but he's spotted immediately. Now he's got to get out of there while being revealed. He does actually escape. Cloud gets one from afar, but a very aggressive push leaves them blindsided to Fatinho's attack. Even still, though, he's only good for the 1. Cloud has to do so much more. The damage done to Tomazi, though. 38 HP.
Crossed.
Shock dart through. Magnum caught as well. That's it. It's got to be. Tomazi with an outlaw in hand. Only one player that's one shot to him. Spike still to be planted, and 30 HP himself. Still a shock dart for Cloud. As soon as this is tapped, that Shocky's on the way.
He's trying to work out if there's some better weaponry for him to take.
10 seconds left.
Trying to fake out the sound a little bit. Does manage to land the shot onto Redgar. Puts this into a 1 versus 1. Cloud already looking to wrap back around, but I think Tomazi might have actually figured this one out. Trying to spot where the man on the other side is. That time ticking down, neither player really knowing where the other is, and eventually Cloud will save them once again. It's their 4th round, and the second time, and in a bonus.
Yeah,
again, in a bonus again.
That's the main thing. You know, he...
Here.
I said with the full rifles, I guess admitting the outlaw still in play on Martin. I see your game. I like it. Some good opportunities on this map as well with so many sight lines. But he's diving in first. You know, crazy to see a player doing this. He swapped over weapons to grab the Vandal. And he'll be dropped down up close. Magnum didn't even bother taking the Outlaw. He's run out with a Classic in hand. Let's hope he's not needed to fight with Narrate down. He may well be. He's finally recovered the Outlaw with a chance to do some damage from afar, but the Spike is isolated on site. Shin's being spotted. Could be spammed from that wall any time now. They need to close in the distance and find some control on this attack side, because right now it looks like everything is playing towards Giant X's court. And in a second, blink and you miss it. The kills come in. Shin finds 2. And Redgar's alone. The information now finding its way into the hands of KC. There'll be no element of surprise for Redgar. A weaponry disadvantage, but he's got the HP on them at least. 25 shields. Tamazi's tagged and Shin is very low. Problem is, they're not looking to move, Tom. They're just grouped up, waiting, confirming he's still there. And the time is on their side. They'll take the fight. I love the reposition. I love the way they drop the wall to take a 1v2 fight, and it catches him way off guard. 12 rounds for KC right now, Tom. It is not looking pretty. If you're a Giant X fan, remember, this was their
Shin
map pick.
do here? That's what I want to see, because there's something about Shin and finding ridiculous kills and us never seeing it. He just swings off the back of his teammates going down and insta-kill. He didn't even see the second player. And at the same time, Tamazi takes a fight, put them in other roles. It means that you can win any round off individual brilliance, and that's exactly what that was. Now look at what Giant X have to fight with for what is the final round, potentially, of the map.
Couple weaknesses in there, Tom. I think it's fair to say.
Couple?
1 or 2 or 4.
Yeah, there's one not weakness, and that's on Purple, who's having a rough day at the office, I'll be honest.
It looks like we just missed Redgar getting tagged up as well. I was thinking maybe it was decay from something, but a glance at the map sees he's on back B site with a Sheriff in hand, 56 HP. And Vitinho's popping the ulti to try and close some distance, find some information. He'll just get here with the gate crash. Flash was a little shallow, but he's on the site. Just wants to be here for Redgar to fight with him, and he picks up one for his trouble, a second as well. They weren't ready for Vitinho, but he needs to do so much more still. Waiting to see Shin's head, but it never comes. Never crests the horizon instead. Purpo and Hoodie are left to do it all. That rifle still yet to find its mark for Purpo. The wall is up, keeping him out, so Hoodie's isolated in the duel. The dash leaves him still in the open, but Purpo recovers. 1 versus 1. Martin having snuck away, and the time ticking down. No smokes for Purpo, not even that cloud burst to get him on the spike, to get it near half. Instead, he has to win the fight. Bait Martin into open combat. It'll be the tap and the hold thereafter, but Martin's wise to it. He's just playing with the clock, running down the timer, and finding his mark in the end. 13-4, AK.